Hello everyone, my name is Anindita and I'm your English language trainer from Digital Brawley. Today I'm going to share a video of the demo of PTE. PTE or Pearson's Test of English. Before we move on to what exactly is Pearson's Test of English, I would here like to give you a brief outline of the entire demo. First, we will talk about what is PTE. Then we will move on to the features of the test, who established it, who conducts it, the test papers, the centers, scoring and the results. Then I would like to talk about why should you choose PTE, what are the skills you'll be tested on, and the scoring method. Now what exactly is PTE? PTE is an English language test for the non-native speakers of English. Conducted by the Pearson PLC Group and approved by the Graduate Management Admission Council, PTE is a test that is worldwide accepted. The scoring of PTE is done on a numerical scale of 10 to 90 and then aligned to the Common European Framework of Reference for Languages or CEFR, which is on a band of A1 to C2. Now A1 being your lowest to C2 being your highest. The validity of your PTE score is 2 years for educational purposes and a lifetime validity for your migration purposes. Now, why should you choose PTE over other exams? PTE is widely accepted in Australia and New Zealand for academic and job related purposes. Countries like France, China, Spain, etc. are also beginning to start accepted by the US, UK, Canada, New Zealand, and over 6,000 organizations across the globe for job related purposes. PT is a perfect exam for you to attempt as a gateway to your abroad ticket. PT being a fully computerized exam, it is highly accurate in its scoring method. Why do I call it a comprehensive test? PT is a comprehensive test because apart from testing or assessing your macro skills of languages, that is listening, speaking, reading and writing, PT also tests you on your enabling skills, the skills that help you or enable you to perfect your proficiency in the communicative skills. Now, what are the enabling skills? The enabling skills are your grammar, oral fluency, pronunciation, spelling, written discourse, and so on and so forth. Now, coming to the recognition or the recognition given to PT. Visa applications for Australia and New Zealand accept PT scores. Apart from that, countries like Canada, Spain, France, and China have started to accept PT scores. More than 6,000 organizations across the globe accept your PT score for job related purposes. Test centers are located in 50 countries worldwide, and I must tell you, the number is rising every day. London Business School, Harvard Business School, Stanford, etc. are all accepting the PT score. Now, what are the skills you'll be tested on? As I mentioned earlier, the skills that you are tested on are communicative skills and enabling skills. Communicative skills, as you know, are the four macro skills of languages which are required for effective communication: listening, speaking, reading, and writing. Now, what is listening? Listening is not merely being able to hear a sound. Listening is the act of understanding or comprehending or being able to follow what the other speaker is talking in English. The act of speaking. The speaking test will assess you on things like how well you express your ideas and how well organized and fluent you are in expressing them. The reading test is similar to listening and the writing is similar to speaking. Coming to the enabling skills. The enabling skills are the skills that enable your communication skills, they being grammar, oral fluency, pronunciation, spelling, and written discourse. The time taken for the entire PT exam is about 2 hours 55 minutes, that is approximately 3 hours. Now, coming to speaking. The purpose of the speaking test is to assess your communication skills, your fluency, your organizational ideas, and how well you analyze and speculate about issues. The test consists of 6 sections. The first, where you have to give a personal introduction about yourself, which is not scored. The second section is reading aloud, where you'll have to read aloud a passage. Repeat the sentence is wherein you'll have to repeat an audio file. Describe an image is wherein you will have to describe a graph, chart, or a map given to you. Retell lecture is where you will have to reiterate a lecture, usually of 3 minutes or so, in your own words. And answering short questions is where you will have to answer questions, basically logical reasoning and so on, in one word or a few words. Coming to writing, the purpose of the writing test is to test how accurately can you write, how well can you organize, and how coherent can you write. Coherence means relationship. How coherently can you write according to the question. The writing test consists of 2 tasks. In the first task, you will have to summarize a written text of about 300 words into one sentence. The second task is where you'll have to write an essay of about 350 words on a given topic. Coming to listening. The purpose of the listening test is how well you comprehend the text. The ability to recognize information and the purpose of the speaker will be tested here, and how well you follow the development of conversation. When I say development of conversation, I mean how well can you follow a conversation and how the conversation develops, as in how the information proceeds from the initial phase of the conversation to the later phase of the conversation. The listening test consists of 8 sections. The sections being summarizing a spoken text, multiple choice questions followed by a single answer, where you will have to do more of comprehension, that is, you'll have to read a passage and then answer questions. You'll have to listen to a passage and then answer questions, which will have one answer. Fill in the blanks, where you'll have to fill in the blanks from the options given. Highlight the summary, where you'll have to highlight the correct summary according to the audio played to you. And then you have multiple choice questions with multiple possible answers. You'll have select missing words, where you'll have to select missing words in a text, and highlight incorrect words, where you'll have to listen to an audio and highlight the incorrect words given in the written text. And the last section is that of dictation. Coming to your reading section of the test, the purpose of the reading test is to identify the general sense that you get from a text, the main idea that you get from a text, the details or the intricacies of the text, the inferences and implications that you draw from the text, and understand and how well you understand the purpose of the text. This section will consist of 5 sections. The first is multiple choice questions with a single answer, where you'll have to read a passage and then answer questions that follow. Then there is this multiple choice questions with multiple answers, wherein the questions that follow will have more than one answers. Then you will have to reorder paragraphs, where there will be a number of paragraphs given to you and you will have to reorder them according to a sequence. Then you will have fill in the blanks with options to choose from, and then you will have another set of fill in the blanks wherein you will have a set of options to choose from for a particular blank. Coming to the scoring method of PT. PT is scored on a numerical scale of 10 to 90 points, unlike the band score applied in TOEFL and IELTS. The PT score is then aligned under the Common European Framework of Reference for Languages, the CEFR. You will have to answer 70 to 91 questions, and the number varies because each test has a different set of questions with a different number of items to be answered. Now, each of the skills, the communicative skills as well as the enabling skills, are individually scored first and then averaged to give you an overall score. The way the PT score is aligned to the CFR scale is given below. Please have a look into it. If you notice, if you attain a score of around 25 or above, you get a score till A2. But it is important for you to understand that the minimum requirement for most of the colleges or universities, or for that matter, organizations, professional organizations, will require a minimum of 58 onward, the 58th of score onwards, that is from B2. However, if you want to have a sure shot seat for a PTE score, please make sure that you have a C1 or C2 level. Thank you so much. If you have any feedback to give us or would like to write back to us, please feel free to write at digitalbrolly@gmail.com. You can also reach us at the number that is given on the screen.